क्योंकि सबसे सर्वशक्तिवान
because the mightiest of all is, of course, one Shiv Baba, and when we give our boat of life to the Almighty One, then we become carefree, don't we? Because we have the faith that our success is definite. That is, this boat of life will definitely go across and reach the destination. There is no doubt that whether it will reach the destination or not. Why? There is no doubt because there could be no one else who could save except the Almighty Father. Though tests may come in our life, maybe very big problems may arise in the form of big tests, and not that they will not come, they will come. Baba says they will come. Baba used to give an example in Sakar that whenever you know, anything if you want to buy, then a lot of examination is done before anything is bought. In India, it's a custom, when they buy a earthen pot. You must have seen earthen pots being used where water is preserved to keep it cool. So whenever they buy an earthen pot, they just knock it like that to make sure that it is strong enough. It won't break, so it won't break easily. They sometimes put water in it and to make sure that it's not dripping. So an earthen pot, it has no value at all. It's so cheap. But still, even that is bought not like that. It is examined very well before it is bought. So here Baba says you are going to get the sovereignty for 21 births. Just imagine, not one birth or two births, but 21 births sovereignty. It's such a big thing. So before you get that attainment, you have to be examined well enough whether you are fit for it or not. So it is important. And it is seen that whenever a test comes, any problem comes, it's at that time we come to know how far we stand, how much we have imbibed. Because when we hear Baba's knowledge, we feel, yes, it's right, it's true, we should do that way, that's the way it is needed for us to be done, But for how far have we become? For example, there are so many powers. Take up just one power, the power to tolerate, for example. You may say tolerance power is not a big thing. I have enough tolerance power. Baba has explained to me that we have to imbibe tolerance power, and that's my speciality. It is in me, but how will I know whether it is in me or not? I'll be able to know only when a test paper comes in front of me, when I have to really, when I'm really tested for it. It's just as when any situation arises or any problem comes, at the beginning we get a little bit confused, we get a little bit frightened, and then we say, oh, Baba has said we have to tolerate, well, it is drama. And tolerance is not difficult to imbibe, so that 1 second before we realized in that second in which a shock came,
और
because
उसी सेकंड
the
मानो
test came all of a sudden and we were not
समस्या
prepared
को
for
देख
it. Though we
करके
were
मैं घबरा
prepared,
गई
we
तुरंत
became prepared after
कि
1 second.
ऐसा भी होता
But
है
even that
क्या?
1 second in which
सोचा ही नहीं
when I
था।
was not prepared for it, that
मानो
too is not, it
एक
shouldn't be
सेकंड का
there,
भी
no?
हमारे को हलचल होती
For
है
example, if there is an
और
upheaval
गारंटी
even
है
for one
क्या
second,
कि
and
मेरा
do
अंतिम
you
काल
have a
उसी सेकंड
guarantee
में हो तो
that you will not
ये
die
तो हो
so
सकता
soon?
है,
Because
कोई
in that
भरोसा
one
नहीं है।
second you can leave the body. It's
हमारा
possible,
अंतिम
is it
काल
not?
कब आना
You
है,
never know when your
डेट
last
भी
moment
डेट
is
किसी
going to
के पास
come.
भी नहीं,
Nobody has the date
है
of
किसके
death.
पास?
Has anyone the date of
मेरा
death?
डेट
When will the
होना
date
है,
of my death
उसकी
come?
डेट है किसके
Is
पास?
anyone here who says he
और
knows when he's
हमारी
going to
मम्मा तो
leave the
हमेशा
body?
कहती थी,
And
स्लोगन
Mama
था मम्मा
always
का,
used to say,
पुरुषार्थ में अगर
when
तीव्रता लानी
if
है
you wish to
तो ये
become a
स्लोगन
fast
याद
effort
रखो
maker,
कि
then remember
मेरी
this
हर
slogan
घड़ी
that every
अंतम घड़ी,
moment is my last moment.
जैसे अंतम घड़ी का पता पड़
Just
जाए,
as if you
मुझे
are
1
told
घंटे
that
के बाद
after
मृत्यु
1 hour
होनी
you are
है,
going to
मानो कोई
leave the
पता नहीं
body,
है,
supposing
पता तो
you
नहीं
come to know,
सकते हैं,
well, no one
लेकिन मानो
can
पता पड़
say
जाए
that, but if by
तो
chance
हम
you do
क्या
come to
करेंगे?
know that you're going to leave the body
अगर
after 1 hour,
पुरुषार्थी है
if you're
तो
a
वो ये
real
सोचेगा
good
ना, तो
effort
अभी तो
maker,
जाना तो है
you
ही,
will say, well, I
भगवान
have
की
to leave
वैराग्य
the
में
body,
टिकाने
let
करें,
me
बाबा के सिवाय और कोई
inculcate
याद नहीं
the
आता, एक
quality
और
of
गुरु करेंगे।
unlimited disinterest.
तो
So that
बाबा
will
भी
be your
कहते
thought,
हैं
won't it be?
कि जब भरोसा एक सेकंड का भी
So
नहीं
just
है,
as you are not
जैसे सुना
sure of even 1 second, you heard,
अर्थक्वेक
didn't you,
हुई
of a very big
ईरान
earthquake
में,
in Iran,
कितने
over
मर गए?
20,000
उन बेचारों
people
को पता
died.
था क्या कि
Did
आज
they know
हमारा दिन
that
होगा?
tonight we are sleeping and
पता
tomorrow we
पड़ता है
won't
क्या?
wake up?
आजकल
Did
तो
they know
रास्ते
that?
चलते ही एक सेकंड
Nowadays,
में ही खत्म
so
होते हैं,
many
पता थोड़ी
accidents
पड़ता है।
take place. You never know anything.
सोचते क्या है,
People
यहाँ
think
जाएंगे,
something that we'll go there, we'll
यहाँ
do
ये
that,
काम
we'll
है,
meet
ये
that one,
काम
we have this
करेंगे,
work to
ये
do,
होगा,
we'll do
फिर ये
this, we'll
होगा,
do
बस
that,
हो
and
जाता है,
then
नहीं
this will
करके
happen, and
बता।
then that will happen, and then all of a sudden they are
हमने
dead.
सुना था एक को
I
स्कॉलरशिप
remember
मिली थी स्टूडेंट
once
को,
there was a student who
और
had a
स्कॉलरशिप
scholarship,
का
and
वो कागज लेकर के
he
बड़ी
was
खुशी
returning
खुशी से
home
जा
with
रहा
great
था,
joy, bringing with him
लेकिन
that
उसका रास्ते में
certificate of
गाड़ी
scholarship.
से, ट्रेन
But
से
on the
एक्सीडेंट
road,
हो
he
गया,
met with
कहाँ
an
गया उसका?
accident and died. So, what use was that
तो कोई
scholarship of?
भरोसा नहीं है
You see,
हमारा,
therefore, you never know.
इसीलिए बाबा कहता
That's why
है कि
Baba
इतना
says
लक्ष्य रखो
you must keep the
कि
aim
एक
that
सेकंड भी हमारे
any
संगम
second
युग के
could be
लिए
your last
बड़ा
second,
टाइम है,
because every
इसीलिए
moment of Sangam Yuga is very precious.
क्यों संगम युग के थोड़े से समय में बाबा ने टाइम तो निश्चित बताया नहीं है, लेकिन हम कहते हैं चलो
Though Sangam Yuga is
फाइनल नहीं है,
short, we do say, and
लेकिन
we not, Baba
एवरेज
hasn't
समझो हम
given us
100
the
साल
final
जीते
date,
हैं,
but even if we say
कम से
100
कम 5
years,
साल तो पूरे
but
हो
out
गए।
of that, so many years have already finished.
100 साल
So,
में
out
5000
of
वर्ष की
the
कमाई जमा करो।
100 years, so many years gone, so how many years
100
left, and now
साल
in these
कहाँ,
few remaining
100 भी नहीं
years,
होगा, हमारे कोई
we have
दोस्त
to
नहीं है
accumulate
कभी एडवांस
the
पार्टी में जाने
income
का,
for
तो 100 वर्ष भी उसी
5,000
पार्टी में रह
years,
जाऊंगा,
because
बाकी बाबा ने फाइनल
okay,
नहीं
and you don't
बताया।
even know when you leave the body. You don't, doesn't mean that
अंदाजा
you will
हम कहते हैं
definitely
100
stay till the
साल में
end of Sangam Yuga.
5000 वर्ष की
So,
कमाई
in the few
जमा करनी
years
है, क्योंकि
remaining
आज भी
before the
हमको
end,
अभी के
we
पुरुषार्थ
have
से
to
मिलेगा, और पूज्य भी आधा कल्प के बाद
accumulate
जब
our
हम
income
पूज्य
for
बनेंगे वो भी
5,000
ज्यादा है,
years, not just 21 births, but all
तो
84 births,
5000 वर्ष
because
की कमाई
we will
जमा
become
करने का समय
worship
अभी
worthy on
है,
the basis of our efforts, and also
उस
worshippers
हिसाब
on
से
the
हम
basis of
सोचें
what we do
तो
here.
संगम का
So if we
हमारा
think in
एक
that
सेकंड
way,
भी कितना
how
बड़ा है।
valuable, how important each second of Sangam Yoga is.
तो कोई भी समस्या आती है तो समस्या से
Therefore,
घबराना नहीं
we should
चाहिए।
never be frightened of any situations.
होता क्या है,
Usually what happens
समझो
is
कोई
that
बात हो
supposing something happens,
तो मेजॉरिटी ऐसे देखा जाता
majority
है,
what they do is
तो तो जो बात
has
होगी ना,
noticed that
उस बात के चक्कर में
majority
चले
start
जाते हैं
worrying
कि हुआ,
about
ये
what
हुआ था,
happened, why
ये
it
कैसे
happened,
होगा, ये
how it
होना नहीं
happened,
चाहिए
and it
था,
should not have
ये ऐसा
happened,
नहीं
and
है, ऐसा
what
है,
is right and what is
ऐसे
wrong, what
वैसे
should
क्यों क्या,
not
इसमें चले
take
जाते
place.
हैं।
So all these thoughts start
लेकिन
coming in
करना
the
क्या है,
mind. But
भविष्य
actually,
क्या
what
ठीक
should
करना
you
है, वो
think?
पीछे आता है।
You should think of what is to be done
जो
now
हो
in the
चुका
future, is for the future.
वो तो
Not
बदलना है।
think of the past, because
समझो मेरी
whatever
किसने
has
इंसल्ट की,
passed is finished, it's
तो
gone. It's
सॉल्यूशन
there.
नहीं होने के कारण
Supposing somebody insults me and I don't like it, I get so upset, and I say, "Oh, why did he say like that? What did I do? I didn't
ब्रह्मा
do
कुमार है
anything wrong."
इसीलिए,
And look at him, the way he
मतलब
spoke, he
उसने
didn't
क्या
have
किया था,
manners. He's supposed to be a Brahma Kumar, and
तो
yet the way
इसी में हमारी
he
बुद्धि
talks,
बिजी हो
he
जाती है,
doesn't
क्यों
know,
क्या,
understand
ऐसा
anything.
क्यों,
So our
ऐसा
mind
क्यों,
starts
ऐसा नहीं
working only
ऐसा,
on that. It should not be this way, it should be
क्या
that way, it should
करना
not be
चाहिए,
that
वो
way, it
जो
should be
हो
this way,
चुका वो तो
and
हो
so
ही
on.
चुका।
Well, whatever's happened already
ऐसे
happened.
कोई
Nothing
मेरे
can be
क्यों
done
क्या
now
सोचने
by
से
my saying
जो
why
उसने
and
इंसल्ट
how
की
and
वो तो
when.
बदल
Won't
जाएगी,
change, no? Supposing someone
वो
insulted
तो
me, will
होगी,
the words be
हो
taken
गई।
back? They've already been uttered, so that's
अभी
there.
मुझे क्या
It has
करना
been
है, वो
done. But what
पीछे
am I to
सोल्यूशन है,
do
पहले
now?
क्यों क्या, उसका
Usually,
फल
I don't
मतलब
think of the solution. I think of the
लेकिन
questions
मुझे
again: why it happened, how it
बुद्धि को
happened, when
पक्का
it
करना
happened.
है, और भविष्य
So
में
we
जो
have to
क्या
make
इससे
ourselves
आगे बढ़ना
strong
चाहिए
and
वो मैं
also
ज्ञान
learn a
रखूं।
lesson for the future, which I should not
इसीलिए बाबा
repeat if
कहता
I did
है,
something wrong.
भविष्य सोचो मुझे क्या करना
Therefore,
है
Baba says,
आगे के
always
लिए,
think,
और इस
what have
समय
I to do
मेरे को
now
क्या
for the
आवश्यकता है
future, and also
अपने
what
को
do
सेव
I
करने
need
की।
at this time in order to protect myself,
बीती सो बीती,
to
बीती
save
सो तो ऐसे
myself.
है, अगर
Whatever has
कोई
passed
बीती
is
कमान
past.
से
It's
निकल
just
गया,
like
वो
if,
फिर
if an
वापस नहीं
arrow is
आता,
already shot from the quiver, it
समय
can't
बीत
come
गया।
back
इसीलिए
because the time
वैसे
has
भक्ति
passed.
मार्ग में भी
A
एक
bullet
स्लोगन
shot
है
from a
कि
gun cannot come
बीती को
back.
चितवो नहीं,
They say
बीती को नहीं
that
याद
never
करो।
remember the past.
हाँ अच्छी है, जिससे हमको उमंग उल्लास आता है, जैसे मानो हम
Just as,
कहीं
well, if you
गाना
like
बजता
something,
है,
it's fine. Just like
बहुत
you like
वेस्ट थाट्स
something
चलते हैं ना, तो वेस्ट थॉट्स की आदत ऐसी होती है, नेचर है वेस्ट थॉट्स की,
that is
बड़े
giving an
लंबे
example
चलेंगे,
that if someone has
एक
waste
सेकंड में
thoughts,
कितने चलेंगे,
those waste thoughts are so many in number. In one
वेस्ट
second, also,
थॉट्स
so
जब
many
चलते हैं
waste
ना
thoughts
तब
come.
कंट्रोल
And
मुश्किल
when
होता है,
these
बहुत
waste
फास्ट
thoughts
होते हैं
come,
ना,
they are uncontrollable. They
ऐसे
keep on
टाइम में आप
coming and
सोचो,
coming and coming.
मैं बिंदु हूँ, मैं आत्मा हूँ, मैं ज्योति
And at
स्वरूप
that
हूँ,
time, if you say
घटी
to yourself,
घटी
I'm a point of light, I'm a soul, I'm this, I'm
उस
that, so a
समय,
point of light will
जिस
not be
समय
remembered
हमारी
at that time.
फास्ट है ना, उसको स्लो करने के लिए कोई
In order
टेक्निक करनी
to,
चाहिए फिर।
first of all, if you are getting
मैं
waste
बिंदु
thoughts which
हूँ,
are very
इतनी सूक्ष्म
at
चीज,
very
मेरे
fast
में
in
ताकत है ही
speed
नहीं,
at that
कंट्रोलिंग
moment,
पावर,
you
आज
should
जो
have the
स्लोगन था ना,
power to first
कंट्रोलिंग पावर और रूलिंग
make
पावर।
the speed of those waste thoughts less.
उस समय
Baba
क्या
talks
करना
about
चाहिए, बाबा
controlling
कहते
power
हैं
and
जैसे
ruling
ये
power,
लोग जो है
doesn't
ना,
he? Just like
वो
in the world,
कहानियों की किताब बहुत पढ़ते हैं,
people read so many
उसमें मन
storybooks,
लग जाता है, या
and
ऐसी
and
कोई
these
मनोरंजन की
storybooks are
चीजें
so entertaining,
सामने लाते
so
हैं।
amusing. So people
हमारे को
like to
क्या
read
लाना है
that
वो तो
more.
हमको पता ही है, कोई खराब टीवी में फिल्म नहीं देखनी है, लेकिन
We know what to read
कोई
and what
अपनी
not to read,
स्टोरी याद
what to
कर लो,
watch and what not to watch.
कहानी जल्दी याद आ
Well,
जाती है,
that is maybe difficult also sometimes, but then the easiest thing is to remember your
तो
life
अपने
story
मधुबन
and
भैया
forget your life
पहले
story.
पहले दिन जब आप
So the
आए
first
और
day
आपको
you
अच्छा
come to
लगा,
Baba,
क्या अच्छा लगा
you
आपको,
must ask yourself, what did I like
वो
the
तो
best
सबकी
here?
बहुत अच्छी कहानियां हैं, जब सप्ताह कोर्स किया
You
बोली,
write so well,
सप्ताह के बाद
writing
भी
about
जब
what
आपको
you
निश्चय
received
हुआ
here
मैं
and
बाबा
what
का
you
हूँ
have
और
made
बाबा को
yourself
बनना
into
है,
after
वो
being here
स्टोरी,
with
वो
Baba.
अनुभव जो होता है उस घड़ी का, बाबा मेरा,
Because at that time,
उस घड़ी
when
का
you
जो
say Baba
अनुभव है,
is mine,
अपनी
the
बीती हुई
experience
स्टोरी वो
at that
याद करो,
moment
तो
gives
आपका
you so
वेदन
much
संकट
strength
बिल्कुल
that
खत्म हो
you are
जाएगा।
able to
चलो
forget your waste
उसमें
thoughts
थोड़ा टाइम
easily.
लगाओ,
Yes,
नहीं
sometimes it takes time to
तो
finish
मधुबन
waste
में
thoughts.
आप बार
But
बार
then,
आए हो,
as you
मधुबन
come
के
to
अनुभव
Madhuban
बार
again
बार
and
होते हैं
again, you have
आपको,
experiences of Madhuban
वो
again and
स्टोरी
again.
अपने याद करो.
You remember your past story,
तो स्टोरी याद होने से क्या
and
होता
when your
है,
story of
वो
the
मन
past
जो
is
है ना वो
remembered,
तरफ
then the
बदली हो
mind
जाता है.
just changes
जो
its
मन
course.
व्यर्थ संकल्प में
The
चलता
mind
है
which
ना,
used to go
वो
towards
अच्छे
the
संकल्प
say,
में चला जाए.
waste of time
कईयों को
matters,
अनुभव होगा,
now it
बहुत
starts
किसका व्यर्थ संकल्प बहुत फास्ट
putting on
चलता, बहुत पक्का
or
चलता,
wearing
एकदम
the
आधा
clothes
आधा
of
जल्दी चला
righteous
जाता ना.
thoughts.
तो दूसरी स्थूल
Just
बुद्धि
like
हमने जो सुनी है अनुभव के आधार से, तो कोई ना कोई चीज ठीक करने लग
the
जाओ,
second
अपने
thing
कपड़े,
is that
अपने
supposing
अलमारी, अपनी
if
कोई
your stage is
पढ़ाई
not
की
good,
चीजें,
so
किताबें होती है
instead
ना,
of really
उसमें
going
बुद्धि
to meet
जिसमें
someone,
फुल
you
जाती
start
है.
keeping yourself busy in the form of like
जिसमें इंटरेस्ट हो और दिमाग
making
लगाना
your
पड़े.
cupboard, you know,
ऐसा मतलब
uh,
व्यर्थ संकल्प को स्टॉप जरूर करना
making your
चाहिए.
cupboard
नहीं तो क्या
store,
है, एक तो
or
आपने हाथ में छोड़
cleaning
दिया,
your car or
व्यर्थ संकल्प को
gardening, do
चलने
any
की,
physical
तो
actions,
आदत पड़
then
जाएगी.
you will form
मन को
a
आदत
habit
पड़ती है
of
ना,
giving
जैसे
up
घोड़ा
your
होता
waste
है ना,
thoughts and
तो
keeping
उसको
yourself
आदत पड़
busy.
जाती है
Just
ना,
like
घर
if
उसको
there is
पता
a
रहता है
horse
मेरा घर
and
यहाँ
he
है.
knows where
जब
his
भी उस
house
गली
is,
पर
so
आएगा ना,
whenever he'll come
दौड़ने
to
की
that lane,
जरूरत
he'll
होगी,
definitely go
वो
home,
आदत पड़
even if
जाएगी.
his master doesn't
ऐसे
want
मन
him
को
to,
भी
because he's
आदत
so
पड़
used
जाएगी
to
ना
going
व्यर्थ
home like
संकल्प
that.
की, तो फिर ये बंद
Similarly,
करना बहुत मुश्किल होता
as human souls, we
है.
have
और
the habit
सारी
of
दिन की
thinking
दिनचर्या
waste.
में जो
And this
बाबा
is
कहता है
why,
बीच बीच में अपना चेक करो, चेंज
as
करो,
Baba
वो
says,
नहीं होगा. व्यर्थ
we are
संकल्प
so
की
used to
आपकी
checking
लंबी चलती रहेगी.
that
आप
this is a
सोचेंगे
long list
नहीं,
of waste
बाबा ने
thoughts.
आज मुरली में ये
You may
कहा,
say,
आज
Baba
हमने
told
ये
this in the
जाना,
Murli and
आज का
that in the
प्रसाद बहुत
Murli. The
अच्छा था.
blessing of today was very
तो
good.
बाबा ने बहुत
This point
फिर
Baba
बीच में आ
spoke
जाएगा
was
दिमाग,
wonderful in Baba,
क्योंकि मन को आदत पड़ गई ना.
because the mind has become used to it.
इसीलिए किसी भी
Therefore,
रीति से कहाँ भी आपका मन लग जाए,
in whatever way or
जो
however
मर्यादाएं हमारी है उसी पर मान,
way, the
कहाँ न
mind should
कहाँ
be
अपने मन को
stabilized
बिल्कुल व्यस्त कर दो,
in
बिजी
knowledge
कर
in
दो.
Baba. You have to make your
व्यर्थ तो बिल्कुल नुकसान करता है. चलो काम काज
mind
में
be
लग गए,
peaceful.
फिर
Do
भी
not allow
कर्मांश
waste
तो
thoughts
100
to come
मार्क्स
in.
है.
So, when you're keeping yourself busy
मन ध्यान
physically,
में
then
टाइम
also
में
you're
नहीं
able to
लगता,
get
योग में
marks.
नहीं लगता,
Maybe at
कोई
that time
100
your
काम में
mind
भी
is
लगा,
not working
लेकिन
properly, but
वेस्ट
even
थॉट्स की
if you
जो
are using that time in
वो
doing
लाइन है
physical
ना,
work,
उसको
then
देख
too
लो.
that will help you or enable you to
नहीं तो
give a
आदत
full
पड़ने से
stop to
क्या
your waste
होगा,
thoughts,
जो
because you
आपको
then keep
बहुत
yourself
अच्छा लगता
busy
है.
in physical work.
और बाबा ने
Otherwise,
जो
you'll have
कहा
to
ना,
really work very
तो
hard.
योग के टाइम भी अगर
And also, Baba says,
सेवा का संकल्प
if you
भी आता
think of
है,
service at the
वो
time
भी
of
आपकी
yoga,
रूलिंग
then that
पावर
is
नहीं है. अगर
also
सेवा
not
का
part of
संकल्प तो
ruling
अच्छी
power.
चीज है,
Well, thoughts of
लेकिन
service
टाइम
are
नहीं है.
good, but then that's not the right time for thinking
बच्चों
about
को स्कूल
service.
में देखो, छोटे छोटे
Just
बच्चे
like
जब पढ़ते हैं,
when children
उनका
go to
एक वो
school,
गीत बना
they
हुआ
have a
होता है,
song. Little children have
पढ़ाई
these
के टाइम
rhymes.
पढ़ाई करो,
There
खाने
is
के
a
टाइम
song
खाना खाओ,
that
फिर पढ़ाई
play
करो.
while you play and
छोटे बच्चों को भी सिखाते
sing while you
हैं, योग
sing,
का टाइम
or
पे समय सेवा करो.
and study while you study. So
यानी मन पर कंट्रोल
actually,
तो नहीं
when
हुआ.
you have to do
बाबा
something,
का
you should
भाव
be
है,
able to do that.
मन पर
It's not
कंट्रोल
that when
नहीं
you
हुआ.
have to study, you go on to play, and when you have to play, you
तो
want to study.
इसीलिए
So whenever you have to
अगर
do
कोई
something, you
पेपर
should
भी
be able to
आती है,
concentrate in that
तो
and do it.
हमको उसमें घबराना नहीं चाहिए.
So whenever the test paper comes, we should
हमेशा मम्मा
not
हम
get
लोगों को
frightened.
कहती थी,
Mama used to give us very good examples on this. Om Shanti.
तो कोई भी समस्या अगर आती है,
Mama used to give an example
तो
that
मम्मा
if
हमेशा कहती
any
थी,
problem comes,
समस्या से
then
पाठ पढ़ो, लेसन
learn a lesson from that problem. Learn a lesson from that obstacle. Do not be confused in that obstacle,
लेकिन इससे सीखो
but learn from that problem or obstacle.
कि मुझे इस समस्या ने
Say to yourself that, okay, what lesson did this obstacle or problem
आगे
teach
के
me?
लिए मुझे क्या लेसन
What do I
मिला
have
इस
to do in
समस्या
the
से?
future
वो
through
समझ
this problem?
क्योंकि कोई भी समस्या आती है हमको पाठ जरूर
Because any problem that comes does teach us a
मानो
lesson.
मेरी कोई गलती नहीं हुई,
For example, maybe something happened and it isn't my fault. You tell yourself it wasn't my fault at
अच्छा
all.
मेरी गलती
I
नहीं
checked,
थी,
but I don't think I
लेकिन मेरा
had
विगत
any
संकट
fault.
क्यों चल
But
रहा है?
then why did you have waste thoughts?
कंट्रोलिंग पावर
You don't have controlling power, isn't it? That's why you had waste thoughts.
रूलिंग मन के ऊपर रूलिंग पावर की कमी
Also,
हुई,
you
तो
lacked
ये पाठ
ruling
पढ़ना
power over the mind,
कि
no?
जो मेरे को
Therefore,
कमी
you have to
है
learn that
उसको
lesson
मैं कैसे
that I should be able to
तो ये
finish off my
समस्या ने हमको
weakness
पाठ
and
भविष्य के
become
लिए
full. So, how am I going to become
तो मम्मा
that if
हमें
this
कहती
weakness
थी, इंडिया में
remains?
कहावत है
Baba,
एक दत्तात्रेय
Mama used to
दास,
say that
उसने
there was
24 गुरु किए
someone called Dattatreya. He was a
और हर एक
sage
को हर
and
चीज
he
को अपना
made
गुरु मानता
24
था। मैं कहूँ
gurus in his lifetime.
तो मम्मा
24
कहती थी
gurus.
उसने तो क्या
He was
किया,
very
लेकिन
famous.
आप
Actually,
समस्या
it's
को भी
not
गुरु
those.
बनाते,
It wasn't
समस्या
him
ने
who
हमको
made
सिखाया
24
क्या बाबा
gurus,
जी?
but you are the real.
गुरु माना जो शिक्षा देता है,
You are the real Dattatreya.
हमारे
So
में क्या कमी
you
हुई
learn
ये
from
चेक
your
करो, ये नहीं
obstacles. You
उसने
learn
ये क्यों
from the
किया,
problems. So
मेरे को
let
क्या
these
करना
problems,
चाहिए,
obstacles
ईश्वर की
be a
तरफ
guru who are
अटेंशन दो
teaching you what
दूसरे
you
की
have to
बातों
do.
में नहीं।
For that, you don't have to pay attention to anyone else, but just pay attention to the
इसको
self.
कहा जाता है समस्या से
This is
भी
called
हमने पाठ पढ़ा,
learn a lesson from the
हमने
problem
पाठ
that
पढ़ा के
comes.
घटना की। फिर आप में विल पावर
Then
बढ़ती
what will
जाएगी,
happen? Your willpower will keep on increasing in
क्यों?
you.
जब समस्या से आपने पार कर लिया,
Because
पाठ
when
पढ़
you
लिया
cross
ना,
it
तो
with
आपका टाइम
understanding,
वेस्ट नहीं हुआ,
then you will not
एनर्जी
waste
वेस्ट नहीं
time, you
हुई
will not waste
और विजय
energy,
की खुशी
and
होगी
the joy
कि
of
भाई मैंने समस्या
victory
को पार कर
will make you
तो
go
खुशी
even
होगी।
faster.
और वो खुशी जो
And
है
that
वो
joy
हमको
or
और ही
happiness
उड़ाएंगी,
of success will make you
हमको
fly.
उड़ाएंगी ना
You will
खुशी,
get wings of
तो हम
flight.
उड़ेंगे खुशी के
Then
पंख।
you will keep flying.
तो बाबा ने कहा ना
So,
विधि ऐसी
Baba
बनाओ,
says
कल
you,
की मुरली में
Baba's
था ना
Murli of
विधि और
yesterday,
सिद्धि,
Baba spoke about the method
कोई भी
and
बात हो अपने
becoming the
विधि से
embodiment of
सिद्धि
the
स्वरूप
right
बनो,
way. So through that
वो रिद्धि सिद्धि कहते हैं।
through that effort,
मार्ग में
you should
या
be able to
अज्ञान काल
attain
में
your goal in
वो
bhakti.
रिद्धि
They say
सिद्धि को
riddhi
मानते
siddhi.
हैं।
Riddhi siddhi means through
बाबा
occult
कहते हैं हम
powers,
रिद्धि
achieving
सिद्धि को नहीं,
success
रिद्धि
through
सिद्धि तो ठीक
riddhi
करते हो,
siddhi, through occult powers or through magical
लेकिन हम
powers.
विधि
Baba
द्वारा
says that
सिद्धि को
those are
पाते हैं।
temporary things, but you get success through your spiritual
इसीलिए
strength.
हमारा खाता
That's why
जमा
Baba
बहुत
says
अच्छा हो सकता है।
the account of accumulation of strength
हमको पुरुषार्थ
should
जरूर
be
करना है,
long one,
जैसे
should be a
ब्रह्मा
big
बाबा
one.
से प्यार है
Therefore, what
हमारा,
efforts have
तो
we to
ब्रह्मा
make now?
बाबा ने
Just as
देखो
we say that we had
सिद्धि प्राप्त
great
कर
love
ली
for
ना,
Brahma Baba. So, what did Brahma
अव्यक्त
Baba
बन गया,
attain?
पुष्टा
He
बन
attained
गया,
angelic stage,
तो
that is,
सिद्धि
he
प्राप्त
attained
की।
his goal,
क्यों
didn't
सिद्धि
he?
प्राप्त की?
You call it his goal,
विधि
don't
ठीक
you?
थी तो सिद्धि
Because
प्राप्त
his
हो गई।
method was right, that's why he was able to attain the goal.
तो हमें ब्रह्मा बाबा समान बनना ही है।
I have to become
ब्रह्मा
like
बाबा ने
Brahma
करुणा
Baba.
की कि आप
Did
सोचो
Brahma
तो
Baba
सही,
care for anyone?
तो द्वापर से लेके
right
शास्त्रों
from
में
Copper
जो
Age in the
बातें आई
scriptures, whatever is written in it,
और सारी वर्ल्ड उन शास्त्रों के आधार पर पक्की चल रही थी।
and those and the
2500
followers of that faith,
पक्का फाउंडेशन।
their
उन
foundation is
एक
so
एक बात को
strong
ब्रह्मा बाबा ने
because
चेंज किया। शिव बाबा
everything is like put in the intellect so well, and then Baba comes
शिव
and
बाबा ने
changes
ब्रह्मा
everything
बाबा द्वारा
of the
कराया।
intellect. Everything he comes and
सर्वव्यापी
changes.
की पॉइंट कितनी
God is omnipresent. See, in the world, people have this
शिव
point
बाबा
so
ने कहा
strong in
सर्वव्यापी
them.
है ही नहीं।
And here Baba is saying that God is
पवित्रता
not omnipresent.
के लिए ऋषि मुनि वगैरह
For
कोई ने
purity,
नहीं
the
कहा
ancient
कि
sages and
गृहस्थ में
scholars
जाके पवित्र
never
हो
said that
सकते।
you can attain your sovereign stage like you did in the last Kalpa. You can do it
वो
for
तो कहते
81,
आग और
for
खम्भों से
21
अभी कुछ
births.
रह ही नहीं सकते।
People in the world say
असंभव है।
that a cow and
हमने
and
पहले भी सुनाया था, महामंडलेश्वर आए थे
and
तो एक महामंडलेश्वर को संकल्प था, तो ये हो ही नहीं सकता है क्योंकि वो दिन नहीं बेचारे हिलते होंगे।
once a Mahamanleshwara guru came to us and he said it is
तो कहता है
impossible
ये
for
जवान
husband
लड़कियां
and wife to
लड़के
live together and lead a pure life, and also you are such young girls, young ladies. How can it be possible that you are leading a pure life? How are you able to restrain yourself, to control yourself?
कहा वो
And then he
झूठ
said,
पड़ जाता है।
I come to
निद्रा की
know,
अवस्था में भी मैं देख करके
I
बता
come to
सकता हूँ
know
कि ये पवित्र
to
है
what
या नहीं।
extent is someone pure and not pure, and therefore give me
मैं रात्रि
permission
को 12
so that
बजे
at
1
night
बजे
I should go
चक्कर
to their
लगा के
rooms
देखूं, भले
and
सोए हुए हो,
find
उनको
out
पता
whether
कुछ भी नहीं हो।
they
मैं
are
चक्कर लगा के
committed to
देखूंगा
purity or not. I won't allow them
कि
to
सचमुच ये
know.
पवित्र है या
I'll
नहीं।
just go around and I'll come to know
हम लोग
everything.
तो डरते नहीं हैं,
So
पर
we are not
देखिए
afraid. We said, okay, why not? Why should we be
तो
afraid?
उसको अलाउ किया गया
So he was allowed
क्योंकि पहरा तो रहता है।
because, of course, there is security
और
even
वो
at night.
आया,
And he came,
चक्कर लगाया,
he went round.
चक्कर लगा के सुबह को दादी से मिला, ऐसे ही जाने वाला ही
In the
था।
morning, he met Dadi
तो
ji
मिला
because after meeting Dadi, he had
जब
to
दादी
leave.
से मिल रहा था
And
ना,
when
तो
he met
दादी
Dadi
के
ji,
पाँव पर गिर गया
he really fell at his feet
और कहा,
and said,
दादी जी मुझे माफ
Dadi
कर।
ji, please excuse me, please forgive me.
दादी ने उठाया, कहा,
Dadi
"तो
got
गाँव में
hold of
किसी
him
को
and
आने
said,
देते ही नहीं है।"
well, in the village, we don't allow anyone to
तो
touch
वो
anyone's
देखो
feet.
अपनी सारी जैसे नहीं मंदिर में जाते हैं ना,
Just as in
तो
in a
मंदिर में
temple,
जा
they lie
करके जहाँ
prostrate
सभी
in
अपने
front
को
of
कहते
their
हम तो
personal
पापी है,
deities.
हमको ये कपटी
They
है,
call
हमको
themselves
ये है,
impure,
अपने को
vicious for the self,
पापी कहते हैं।
and
वैसे
for
कोई
the
किसको
deities, they
गाली
say
देवे जो
that
कपटी
the
हो,
deities are
लड़ाई करते हैं।
pure and viceless and
लेकिन
worshipworthy
मंदिर
and so
की
on.
मूर्ति के आगे खुद ही जाके कहते हैं, मैं
If
ऐसा हूँ, मैं
someone would
ऐसा हूँ,
go
मैं
in
ऐसा हूँ,
front
मैं
of
जो
you
हूँ,
and
मैं
say you are
पापी हूँ, मैं
impure, you are vicious, you won't like it.
तो
But you
ऐसे उस
yourselves would
बेचारे
go
को
and tell
भी
everyone that they are impure, vicious,
महामंडलेश्वर को
and
सारा
not at
अपना
all
पाप
viceless.
सामने आया।
So the Mahamandleshwar was
कहने
able to
लगा,
recall
दादी
his whole life
मैंने
story in
आपको
front of
बहुत
him.
गालियाँ दी,
And he said, yes, Dadi, I have
क्योंकि
defamed you
हमारा
so
जो
much.
था ना, पहले पहले हम पाकिस्तान में जब
And
थे
then he said, Dadi, that when we were in
तब एक
Pakistan,
टिकटिंग की थी साधु सन्यासियों
we
ने,
did a picketing
ये
in
घर बार छुड़ा दे।
opposite to that, to
है तो ब्रह्मचर्य की बात और तो कुछ
in
है।
Hyderabad, Sindh.
तो उसमें ये भी शायद था, हम
I
लोग
was very young, but there was
तो कहने लगा,
one thing
मैंने
at
तो
that
जब आप
time.
पाकिस्तान में थे ना, तब से गालियाँ देना शुरू किए
So he said that right from the time you have come here from straight from Pakistan,
और कुंभ के
we
मेले
have
में जब आप
been
भाषण
insulting
देते थे
you,
ना,
abusing
तो
you.
मैं भी माइक
And I
लगा के
remember
आप ज्ञान का
that
भाषण
when you were
करते थे
giving
और मैं गालियों का
lectures
भाषण करता था।
of Gyan and I was
इसीलिए मुझे
giving
माफ करो, मैं
lectures
आपको
of
माफ
bad words at you at that time.
और फिर ये अनुभव
And then he
अपना
said, you
बताया
must forgive us, forgive us, forgive
मैंने
me
रात
for
को
doing
चक्कर
anything
लगाया
wrong. And then he said,
अभी
I
मुझे
went
निश्चय
round the
है कि
beds,
सचमुच
but
आप
I came to know
ब्रह्मचर्य
that
व्रत की
each
जब
one of you
बात कहते हो
is observing celibacy. Now I can say that.
तो देखो ब्रह्मा बाबा
So
ने
see,
इतने ऋषि मुनि महात्मा
Baba says
महामंडलेश्वर
that all the
जो
saints,
असंभव बात
sannyasis,
कही
Mahatmas, Guru
उसको
Nanaks,
संभव करके
they
दिखाया
renounced everything. But
है ना
when
आप
Shiva Baba
पवित्र
came
रहते
in
हैं
his body, then he renounced
फॉरेन में
everything
भी तो
so
रहते
easily.
हैं
In foreign countries also,
है ना
you stay,
ठीक है ना
you
भाई
stay in foreign lands,
पवित्र है
don't
ना
you? And you're leading a pure life,
है
aren't you? Are you leading a pure
तो
life? Raise
पवित्र
your
है हाथ
hand.
उठाओ
Those who say they are
हाँ
leading a pure
हाथ
life,
उठाओ
raise your hand.
हाँ देखो
Yes,
वो
celebrate
तो कहते
life,
एक
lead.
भी नहीं हो सकते
People
यहाँ
in
तो
the world say sannyasis to say it's not possible, and
उन्होंने हाथ ऊपर नीचे
here
होगा
you say we all
वो
do it. It is
असंभव कहते हैं
possible.
हम
Not
कहते हैं कोई
only
बड़ी बात
not
थोड़ी
possible, not only
परमात्मा मिल
it is
गया कर
possible,
दिया
but it is also easy because we have met
हम तो
God.
मुश्किल भी नहीं
We
कहते
don't find it difficult to, is it not?
तो इसीलिए ब्रह्मा बाबा
This is
की
why
हिम्मत देखो
you see Brahma Baba's
साकार
courage.
में तो
In
दिया तो
Sakar
ब्रह्मा
form,
बाबा
he
ही था
became instrumental, didn't he?
क्या नहीं परीक्षा आई
So
हो
many tests came in front of him.
बिल्कुल अल्टरनेट बातें
Totally
सर्वव्यापी नहीं
things
है
of contrast are taught
लाख
here.
लाख जूने
Like in the
होती
world,
नहीं है
people say
जो बनता ही
84
नहीं है
lakh
सब सब
species, and we say no, only 84
सारा
birds.
इतना
They say
नया ज्ञान
millions of
प्रकृति
years
को
of the
ढूंढने
cycle,
को
and
तो
you say
नया
only
ज्ञान चाहिए ना
5,000 years.
पुराना
So
ज्ञान
your
तो
knowledge
पुरानी
is new
दुनिया में
knowledge
है
for the new world, is it
अभी
not?
तो नई
People
दुनिया
in the
के लिए तो
world
नए
talk
ज्ञान
about
चाहिए
new world, but they don't have new knowledge for the
ब्रह्मा
new
बाबा
world.
की ताकत देखो
In the old world, there is
बाबा
old
को
knowledge.
बुलाया गया जब ये
See,
ऐसे छोटे
Baba's
छोटे आत्मा
strength was
लेकर के
so much that he could
मुखी
bear
लोग
it
होते
all.
थे वो
At the beginning, they were
जैसे
mukhis,
यहाँ वजीर है
just
ना
like
यहाँ
here you have the ministers, no? There they were the mukhis, they were
उन्होंने
in
बुलाया
charges of
बाबा को
many
और बाबा को
departments in the
कहा
government.
तुम हमारे सामने प्रॉमिस
And
करो तो मैं बहनों को कहूँगा का पवित्र बनो
And he came and told Baba, he said, Baba, I want you to make a promise to me
बाबा
that
ने
you
कभी
will
नहीं
tell
ऐसा
these
कहा
sisters to go and lead an impure
मैं
life.
ऐसे नहीं कहता हूँ
Baba said, I will never do that because I haven't told
गीता
them
के
to
जो
lead a
शब्द
pure
है
life.
वो
I
इन्होंने
just repeat the words of the
गीता में है
Gita.
काम
In the
महाशत्रु
Gita, it is written that sex
मैं
lust
तो
is your
गीता का
greatest
सर्वोपरि
enemy. So I just speak the versions of the
गीता
Gita.
को थोड़ी नहीं मानेंगे
So now they would of course believe in the Gita, and so that would make them have
अब
their
बाबा ने
mouth
यही
shut up.
कहा
Like,
कोई को कुछ कहो
so,
कहने से कोई कर सकता है क्या
well,
जब
no
तक
one
अपने
does
दिल
it
में नहीं
till
आवे
he
तब तक
is
कोई कर
really
सकता है
affected by it and he wants to do it. No one can make anyone do anything by force. So when we said this,
कितने
they kept
पेपर बाबा
quiet.
ने
They
पास
didn't
किए
say anything more. So Baba faced many
कितने
tests.
आर्य समाज वाले कितने जो
The
भी
Arya
लोग कितने
Samajis
सामना करने
tried to
वाले आए
test Baba. They tested in
हमको
different
याद
ways.
है एक सीन हम पाकिस्तान में थे
I
तब हम
remember a
छोटे
scene at
थे
that time we were in Pakistan. We were quite
हमारे
young,
मित्र संबंधी
and our relatives and
काके
friends,
मामे चाचे वो तलवारें लेके आए
they brought
तलवारों
swords,
की
swords with them.
हमारे गेट जो था
And
ना छोटी थी बड़ी
we had a big
गेट
house.
के आगे सारी
They
तलवार
came and
लेके आए
stood
बस
near
बाबा
our
को
gate
निकालो
and
हम
said,
मारेंगे
we are going to kill him, kill
हम
Baba.
तो बच्चे थे तब
Now we were so young.
मतलब 10-11 वर्ष के तो थे
We were
ऐसे
very
छोटे
young.
थे
Not very small, but of course we were quite
हम लोगों
young.
ने देखा ये
And we
तलवारें
saw,
लेके
look at these
क्यों आई
people, they brought spears and daggers and swords
बाबा ने
to
कहा
kill
तुम डरो
Baba.
नहीं
But Baba said, children, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of
छोटे
them.
बच्चे भी तो थे
Because we were quite young, so
हम
we were
लोगों
very
ने कहा
afraid.
बाबा हम जाते हैं हमको
We
तलवार
told
लगा
Baba, we will go and face them.
बच्चे
Let them
कुछ
attack
थोड़े बहुत
us.
जाके
So a
गेट के
few of
आगे
us
खड़े हो
went
गए
in front of them
बाबा
and
को
said,
तो क्यों मारना
why you
पहले
want to
उनको
kill
मारो
Baba? First kill us.
अभी काके मामे
Now
कैसे
all our
बाबा को
uncles,
तलवार
how
लेके
could they
उन्होंने तो हाथ
apply a sword to us, they wouldn't even touch us.
तो देखो कितनी
So,
बाबा ने पेपर पार किया।
Baba made us pass these tests very easily.
हम सभी ने कहा है हम ब्रह्मा बाबा
We
के
all
समान बनेंगे।
say ourselves, don't we, that we will become like the Father. It's not that the Father is entrusting it upon us, but we say it with love and respect for Baba. Baba, we will definitely become
कितना
like you.
पक्का रहा बाबा।
So Baba was so firm in his convictions, wasn't he?
दुनिया एक तरफ,
The whole world was on one side
पहले
and Brahma
इनको
Baba was
ब्रह्मा
on the
बाबा
other
से बाबा
side.
द्वारा बनाना। फिर भले हम बच्चों
So,
के साथी बने।
we accompanied Baba, but then he became the instrument soul, didn't he, at the beginning?
ताकत चाहिए
Therefore, we
हमारे
need a lot of strength for imbibing this quality of purity. Baba has said that Maya's work is to come, but you should not see Maya and be frightened. You should remember what work you have to do. If by remembering someone else's work, sometimes we forget our own work.
हाय माया आ गई, हाय ये बहुत बड़ी बात आ गई।
You may say, oh, such a big thing happened. Didi, Benji, sister, it wasn't a small thing, it was such a huge problem. It was a big problem, I know, but you also become big like the big problem, no? See how high is Baba's Dada. And something,
कोई भी
a situation is so simple in front of that one who is big. What is the method for making something become small?
का खेल बताने के लिए एक लाइन
In a school, they in order to test a student, they test him. The mother will also test him. His guru will test him too. So the teacher told the student, now make this subject a small subject.
लगा दो और लाइन
Just like if you have a line and you want to prove that it is a small line, and just in front of that small line you draw a bigger line. Naturally, the first one will become smaller, won't it be?
बात आती है ना आपके सामने, आप सीधा ही चले जाओ परम धाम में।
So, whenever any problem comes, just go to Param Dham.
मुख्य मतन में भी नहीं
No need even to go to the subtle regions. Just go to Param Dham and sit with Baba in the soul world. Then where will that situation go? It will be just like an ant under the elephant foot. It won't even be visible. It won't even bother you. Not just bother you, but it won't even feel you won't even feel that it's existing.
तो बाबा कहते हैं ये
So Baba says this is the method.
बड़ी बात आवे उसको छोड़
If something big comes, you can make it small by rising.
घर तो हमारा है ना, घर जाने
You know how to rise, no? You know how to go home, don't you?
बस बाबा के साथ बैठ जाओ
So just sit with Baba.
और ऊपर से बैठ करके देखो समस्या क्या दिखाई देंगी।
And when you look from above to the situation, to the problem down below, you will find it to be nothing.
समय प्रति समय
Therefore, Baba tells us the right method. This is the method. From time to time, Baba teaches us a method.
से सिद्धि हो जाए।
Therefore, through these different methods, you can attain success.
मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ती।
You won't have to labor at all.
देखती है ना,
And when Maya sees that this child of mine has got frightened, then it will come to in the form of a rat and then a cat and then a dog.
आता है ना,
It enjoys taking different forms and coming in front of you.
करते हैं ना, कोई बच्चा डरता है ना, उसके पीछे ही
Just like in Lokik games, children are afraid, then parents run after them to hold them. Maya is also playing games with you, no?
हमको बाबा निर्भय भाई छोटे तभी जब शुरू में आए ना, एक खेल कराता था।
I remember when we were children, Baba used to play games with us, and he used to first ask us, children, are you strong enough? We would say, yes, Baba. Well, these things that which happen nowadays, that's fine, but then in the olden days, it was
फिर
different.
अचानक बाबा आंख ऐसे
So,
करता
you
था
know,
तो
Baba
आंख
would
खुल
say, will you drink so much water, pots and pots of water?
ऐसे
Will you
करता
eat so much
बाबा
chili?
कहता था
And
ये
then we
खेत
would say,
इसीलिए
no, no
कराता हूँ
for
तो माया
everything.
से ऐसे
But then
करना
that very moment, Baba would, shake his hand and he
जानबूझ
would
के बाबा
frighten
खेत
us.
बच्चे थे ना तो
We
बच्चों
were
को खेत
children, no? So
करना
Baba
होता है
used
ना
to
तो बाबा ऐसे कह के कि डरेंगी
would
नहीं
say this and just try to do
अचानक ऐसे
hush,
करता था तो
and
ऐसे हो
we would
जाते
get
थे आंखें
frightened
बंद हो
because
जाती
Baba
थी
would do that, and Baba would say, why you got afraid? It was hush for you
तो ये
and
भी
you just
माया भी
became
ऐसे
afraid.
करती जो डरता है वो डर
Because
पाता है
Maya interferes, and therefore the one
डरो
who's
नहीं
afraid,
तो
Maya will make them
और
fear
विजय की
death.
खुशी कितनी होती है आपकी
Maya will make them be more
जब भी आप
frightened.
माया से
So
विजय
whenever
प्राप्त
you
करते
conquer
होंगे
Maya,
तो कितना दिन वो खुशी
at
की
that
लहर
time you
चलती है
experience so
एक
much
दिया
joy,
होता है
don't you?
अपने आप
You must have checked.
तो खुशी के दिन ये है
So these are the days of
बाबा
happiness,
कहता
aren't
ही
they?
है संगम
Baba
युग
says
है
the Sangam
मौजों का
Yuga
युग
is the age
युग
of
ही मौजों का
coming
है
to Baba.
सत्युग
It
की
is the
मौज
age
और
of
है सत्युग की
rejoicing.
मौज कोई इतनी बढ़िया नहीं
Golden age joy is
वो तो
nothing
कॉमन
compared
होगी
to
ना
Sangam Yuga joy. That joy is
लेकिन
common.
परमात्मा
But
द्वारा
at this
जो खुशी
time, those
प्राप्त
who
होती है
attain happiness,
समय को वरदान है संगम युग
and
को
those who
मौजों का
attain
युग
happiness,
ये मौज
they
संगम
realize
युग की
that the age of pleasure, the age
मूंझना
of
और मौज
joy
दोनों का
and
पता
peace and
है
happiness is attained
दुख
now.
और
So
सुख
this is the
दोनों
true
का
age.
अनुभव है दुख हो और सुख मिल जाए तो कितना सुख का महत्व हो
So if there is
जिसको
happiness
दुख
as
का
well
पता
as
ही नहीं है
sorrow,
ही सुख
he will give
उसका
so much
क्या महत्व
importance to happiness, won't he? The one who has always
उसका
happiness and
महत्व कम
happiness,
होता है
he won't give much importance to happiness. If one has sorrow
इसलिए
and
सत्युग
sorrow and
की
no
मौज कोई
happiness,
बड़ी
then he
बात
will
नहीं है
really want to be in
आत्माएं आत्माओं में
happiness.
मौज मनाएंगी परंतु ये परमात्मा के
So
युग में
in
संगम
golden
युग
age,
में
of course,
परमात्मा
deities will
मौज
have pleasure with
मनाना
deities, but then souls having pleasure with the
ये तो
Supreme
बढ़िया
Soul,
है
this is something unique.
तो मौजों के युग
So
में भी
as this is the
मूंझेंगे
age of
कब मौज
rejoicing,
मनाएंगे
this is also the age of
वरना तो मौज तो नहीं होगा सत्युग में परमात्मा का
experiencing
पाठ
God's
होगी
company, the joy of God's company.
हम
In golden
आत्माएं
age, we
आत्माओं
won't
में
have this
होंगे देव
company.
आत्माएं
We will
होंगे
be souls and souls together.
लेकिन परमात्मा का पाठ नहीं है परमात्मा का
God's role
पाठ
is
सिर्फ
not there
अभी
at that
संगम
time.
युग पर
God's role is only at this time, at Sangam Yuga.
इसीलिए संगम की
This is
मौजें
why the pleasures of Sangam
मौजें
Yuga are the real pleasures.
मान है
It's great respect to be in a state of pleasure.
आज भी मुरली में था ना सत्युग संगम के आगे क्या है
Today Baba said in the Murli
लेकिन
that
संगम
Satyug
युग
is
से ही
nothing
प्रारब्ध
compared to
मिलती है
Golden
सारी
Age.
प्यारी
But you get so much from Sangam Yuga. That's why you like it, don't you?
इसीलिए बाबा ने लास्ट मुरली में सुनाया कभी ब्राह्मणों में रायल मैंपन बहुत
Baba
आता
said
है
in one Murli recently that
और
these
सब वो
days
मैं
Brahmin
मेरा
children
बच्चा
have
मेरा
one
रत्न वगैरह ये
royal
छोटी बातें बोलते
eye-ness. The external things are finished, but then the royal
लेकिन मैंपन
eye-ness because of ego.
मेरा विचार मेरा इन्वेंशन मैंने जो कहा वही होना
Whatever I said should have been done. Whatever I did should have been done. Whatever I accepted or agreed, the same thing should have been accepted and agreed
जो
upon by
मैंने कहा वही
everyone.
होना चाहिए जो मैं करता हूँ वही राइट है
Whatever I am doing is right, and
कोई मेरे को
whatever
रंग क्यों
the
नहीं
other
देता
one is doing is may not be right. Why is anybody saying
मैं ही
that I am
बुद्धिमान
wrong?
हूँ मैं ही भाषण देने
I
वाला हूँ
am the one
मैं
who
ही
should be
योग
doing
योगी
this. I
हूँ
am the
मैं
one
ही
who
ये
should
हूँ
be
मैं
doing that.
भक्तमानस
I am responsible
रायल
for giving
मैंपन जो
lectures. I
है
don't want any other beings. Now,
वो
this is
बाबा
the
कहता
royal
है
form
चेक
of
करो
I-ness, which Baba
रायल
said
योग का
you
मैं
have to
भक्त
check.
मैं कर सकता हूँ मैं कौन
I
हूँ जो
can
कर
do.
सकता हूँ बाबा कराते
I
हैं या
am
मैं
doing it.
कराता हूँ
I must do it. Why do you have that pride?
कराने वाला बाबा
If you
है
say
या मैं
Baba
हूँ
who is the one who does, then no waste thoughts will
तो
come.
ये मैंपन अभी बाबा ने कहा सूक्ष्मपन बहुत आता है।
So Baba says I-ness comes in a
दोनों
subtle
का
form.
मैंपन बदली हो जाता है।
The I-ness
हमन में
makes you
मेरा बच्चा,
forget
मेरा दादा, ये
when you say my child, my father, my mother,
मैं
my
दादा
mother.
हूँ, मैं बाबा हूँ,
I
मैं
am the
मालिक हूँ,
grandfather, I am the
फैक्ट्री का हूँ,
children's
ये तो खत्म
grandchildren.
हो गया।
Baba says all this is finished now.
ये सूक्ष्मपन
So
जो
this
है ना,
I-ness in a subtle way.
का मैं, मेरा संस्कार खराब नहीं है, मेरा संस्कार ही ऐसा है ना, क्या करूं।
Some say what to do, this is my sanskar, it won't go away so
ये
soon.
मैंपन जो है
This
वो
also
बहुत खराब
I-ness
है, और
is very
मेरा ये
bad.
दो ही अक्षर चराता है, ये दोनों
These two words, I and mine, they make you rise and they make you fall too.
सभी ने चेक तो किया ही
Therefore, I'm sure all of you have checked.
और हमको पता है कि फॉरेनर्स की
And
विशेषता
I
है
also know that double foreigners have this speciality.
चेक करते हैं।
Whatever Baba says, they bring it into practical immediately.
दादी तो दादी जान की ये बड़ी अच्छी बात
And
सिखाती
Dadi
है,
Janki says something very nice
छिपा देना।
when she says that double foreigners don't hide anything. They have this speciality in them.
और सच्चे दिल
They
को
don't
सादा
hide, and because they have a comfortable heart, God is pleased with them.
क्योंकि गॉड को क्या क्या कहा जाता है,
What is God called? God is called to the truth.
तो बाबा ही truth
So
है ना,
Baba
सत्य है
is
ना,
truth.
तो उसको सच्ची
And therefore he needs only those type of children or those children who speak the truth, who are the truth. Yes, Baba does praise you, Dadi ji praise you that you are the truth, but you have to actually become the
उसी
truth.
विधि से सिद्धि को प्राप्त कर सकते हैं।
So through this method you can attain success. God is pleased with a pure heart. God is pleased with the one who has the right company.
इसलिए सदा
Therefore Baba says,
जैसे चल रही है और
Baba says,
है डबल विदेश
move along as things happen. Don't look back. You are moving along. You have received many cars yesterday. You will get a gift from for everyone to Russians. Raise your hand, Russians. Have you raise your hand, all Russians? All the Russians, raise your hand.
अच्छा, हाँ, बहुत अच्छा,
Very good, Russians.
अभी परिचय कराएंगे।
Okay, now Dadi will be introduced.
कहाँ से आते हैं, तो
Dadi
बाबा को
will
कितनी
be
खुशी होती है।
giving the introduction of every one of you. See, when double foreigners come, then the whole gathering becomes international. When it's just Bharatvasis, then it becomes an international gathering.
बाबा को अच्छा लगता
So Baba likes that very much. Om Shanti.